Sorry again for all the hands that were up. Just to follow up on this mortgage talk. Now you have so many companies that, still on the cultural way of physical assets, and that they sell you now a rent to own. So, you're young, like she said, you're thinking, where am I going to get the rent? You don't even know about MMFs or how to, multiply your money over time. So then you're thinking, okay, instead of now being in debt, I live here and the rent I'm paying is like I'm earning it, because at the end of it, it's going to be mine. So instead of living somewhere and you're paying rent for 2, maybe 5 years, at the end of it, if you walk away, you're walking away with a unit, You have a lot of people selling. I've had someone tell that to me, actually.
Yeah, but I don't have the specifics, but when you go and calculate, it will still be more expensive. At the end of the day, in Kenya, there is no way to make the maths of owning lower than renting because of what I have explained.
I got you.
Yeah, it will always, when you do the number, you'll always, and by the way, this culture, that you have to own your own home, it is, do you know it's not widespread everywhere in the world? In continental Europe, nobody owns their house they live in. Those countries, Switzerland, France, Germany, people rent for life. It's okay. There's no reason why you have to own them, especially if you build your financial assets. The day you stop working, they pay your rent for the rest of your life, and you leave that financial asset to your children earning. So it's not necessarily, especially now in the US, in the UK, the governments wanted people to own. So they have always made sure, except the last few years, after COVID, the interest rates went high. People stopped buying homes, actually, even in the US, because of the interest rates. Those countries have made sure they have structured their economies such that the borrowing rate is lower than the rate. So you prefer to rent. But even those markets, the costs of home ownership are going so high that now more people are starting, to rent. Now, in Africa, the governments aren't able to do that because they need to borrow from the domestic market to pay their bills. So that's why they keep keeping the risk-free rate. That's why they pay so much interest on, because they need the money to fund their budget deficit. So it's hard for us to get out of it in Africa. That's why home ownership hasn't taken off the way that it should have. And as I said, it's okay. By the way, it's okay to make emotional decisions, but just know you're making an emotional decision, not a financial decision. It's not like there's anything wrong with that.